In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I was struggling to try to get a job, find a job, keep a job. And so one of the things that I did was, like I was saying in my last video, is that my ex-wife, she went to go work for a treatment center, and she told me that I should go work for the treatment center too. And so I was like, what do I got to offer these people? I don't know nothing about no treatment or anything like that. She goes, but you got some recovery. You know about recovery and stuff like that. I said, yeah, but I just don't see how those two things go hand in hand. And she's like, they do. And I was like debating back and forth if I wanted to do that or not. And I was like, I don't think that that's what I want to do. And she filled out my application and turned it in. And I got called. And I went to the interview. And when I went to the interview, I didn't think that I was going to get hired. And sure enough, the whole interview that I was talking with the guy, I was talking about my recovery and so they brought me on board. And when I went in there, I just started doing, just kind of organizing and fixing stuff when I saw stuff out of place. I remember one of my coworkers and friends would say, just remember that recovery is totally different than treatment. Treatment is a business and recovery is yours. And they go hand in hand and they don't go hand in hand. And I didn't understand what they were talking about. And so once I started to do it, once I started to work in treatment, it became a whole different ballgame. And so I just, at that time I was working steps. I had a sponsor and stuff like that. But at work, what the boss that I had, was playing games with the kids, and they weren't talking about or doing any recovery. And I'm like, why are these kids in treatment? There's a time to play, but there's a time for some recovery. And I don't see that happening. So when it was my shift, I would play with them, but at the same time, you got to get some recovery, man. You got to work on yourselves, or else you guys are going to end up in a place like this again, And some of the clients didn't like me, and some of the clients did like me. I know that I was rough around the edges because I had that recovery spirit, trying to save the world type thing. And I was working for a nonprofit organization. And what happens when it's a nonprofit organization, sometimes the funds ain't there. I'm not saying that this happens with everything, but a lot of them go like this. And I was real fired up with this job. I was real fired up with this job. And they were kind of happy with me there, from what I saw. But the money wasn't coming in, and they had to start cutting some heads off. And since they started to cut some heads off, I was one of the heads that got cut off, for the simple fact that I was one of the brand new people there. But there was also some people that had time, they got their heads cut off too. That was sad. And I had poured a lot into that program in the time that I was there, and I was like, I'm not coming back to working in treatment. I'm done. They gave me my check, and I stopped working in treatment. And so like I said, I started going back to, I went and I started going to auctions and stuff and buying stuff, right? Buying stuff and selling it, but God had another plan. God had another plan for me. I even started working with the Teamsters. I even worked with the Teamsters at one point, and I was making some good money. And I said, man, I don't need to go back to treatment. But this was like seasonal. This doesn't happen all the time. This money wasn't there all the time. Yeah, you make money, but it's only, when the show's here. When the show's not here, you're stuck. And I was like, you know what? I need to do something different. So in my next video, I'll be telling you what I did after I became a Teamster. And I started looking for another job. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to my page and leave a comment if possible. I would like to hear what you guys, what your comments are, what your opinions are. And with all that being said, bye!